All I have ever wanted, all I have ever done, has been for a singular purpose: to wonder, curiosity. You've made this storybook called life so interesting. I can't say I've ever met someone like you. It's been such a wild and strange place. This world, this strange path. There's many things I wouldn't have done if not for you. And might I just say, you are the most agreeable editor, while being the most frustrating lover I ever could have imagined you to be. Poems and passion, words on paper never conveyed with the adequacy that you convey them. You inspire me. You make me feel. And for that, you deserve all the kisses. But today isn't about me, is it? It could be, because it's my birthday, but I never wanted that. It's embarrassing if you point it out. So what if I am hungry? Isn't it a feast for the eyes enough to see you? Smooth with words, I think not. If anything, I still have a lot to learn, to understand. With you and I, there are so many mysteries that I want to fulfill, that I want to understand. You've solved at least a few of them for me. The clear understanding of what I want my book to convey. The emotions, the passions of a love lost. Something along those lines of the pain and the pleasure. Exquisite and second to nothing. The moniker that it is better to have loved and lost than ever to have loved. Yet here I am, in front of you, awestruck, like a child, because I'm still learning society, growing up. Everything was much harder than I ever expected it to be, with only words as my companion, and after volleyball it just seemed to fall apart. Social constraints, things that tie us together, they just stopped, and then I quite literally ran into you. Something of a last-ditch effort is what I'd say if I was extremely depressed, but at the time I would only put it as moderate. You and I, we bonded over that fate, that strange string of fate that followed us together. How strange that I call you my baby now. How peculiar that you've never found flaw in me like that. You've seen me, of course. But this romance, this love, it's never been what others had, and I love that about it. It's never been about the you and I, but about us. I've never once lost trust in you, and never will. I can bet my life on it. Because when I see you, when I understand you, when I share something that no one else gets to hear, words straight from my heart, you never take it for granted. Doesn't it feel the same when I listen to you? Yes, I do pride myself on being just as good of a listener as I am a storyteller, a lover, someone who doesn't hide, but wears my heart on my sleeve, at least to you. If I tried to do that with anyone else, this would have never went anywhere. I would have been lost at sea, but you're my saving grace. The angel angel which gave me the second chance to go back into society without just burying myself in books. Now, with moderate success, there's been things happening in my life that were just dreams, fleeting ideas before. And it's all thanks to you. I'm sorry if I ever get a bit emotional. It's just, I don't know how else to express it, and tears of happiness are much better than tears of sadness, don't you think? When I look into your eyes, I realize that I could have missed all of this had that wonderful happenstance not been the case. Isn't it strange how bad things can turn to good things so abruptly? That's what inspired my most recent work. A story of star-crossed lovers in a world where love is as forbidden as murder. And what then, when their very connection, their draw, their meaning, their passion, everything about them is rhetorical and yet so brought to a halt. Yet they persist, even at risk of life and limb. Even at risk of everything, they do not give way. And why, you might be asking? Because love is worth risking it all for. You taught me that. In our time together, not just now, but yesterday, tomorrow, 100 years from now, if we're lucky. I'd like to still be spending it, woefully and blissfully ignorant of whatever happens in the world, because my world is you. My world is the touch of your hands against mine. My world is that expression when I can tell you're happy from the bottom of your heart. My world is something more than anyone else could define. That's why I don't need them. I know you've wanted me so badly to get out into the world like that, but my world has already expanded. I know there's still people who care about me. There's still things I should do. There's still people who need me. Even aside from you. But even still, I have trouble with that. My motivation, my passion drives me so much. And when I'm not writing, I'm holding you firmly in my arms. And can you blame me? You do just the same, although it's impressive how you can manage friendships as well. I've never been one who did so well with that. It may at first glance seem like I did, but I was very good at blending in without ever showing my heart on my sleeve. I tried, but it never gave me that chance like you've given me. Do you understand that what I'm saying? It's not so simple as a confession of adoration, but that you, perhaps, are my only tie. The one thing that keeps me grounded. The one thing and one person who would ever bother remembering my birthday. God, it sounds so sad when I think about it. It makes me think that I've lived a pretty sad life, but I don't really consider it that way. Because the ends justify the means, and I've never regretted meeting you. Nor do I consider the life before some kind of waste of time or something. I could never. Just think of it. You're with me. You're mine, aren't you? I could call you by a name I could make 1,000 words and 1,000,000 love songs, poems, and such. But would that ever convey it as much as this action of holding you right now? With what little time I'm given when I can't be writing, you're what inspires all of it. I know, baby. Sometimes I lock myself away, and it's difficult because there's so much I want to share with you, and I do, but there's times when life takes us away from each other, and I resent it for that. But I still cannot stop. No matter what I do, no matter what we do, I won't give up on you or us. And neither will I give up on myself. I've tried that. I've tried that a lot of times. But it's just not possible, you know. Because even if I had those thoughts before, they were destroyed by that hope you've given me. The one thing no one can live without, no one can dream without, is hope. And it's something that I'm very thankful that you have granted me so much of. Maybe it seems like such a fleeting thing, but I've never lost 10 cents since we've connected like we do. It's become something so ingrained in both my work, my passion, and our relationship that I couldn't help but be thankful. So thankful to have you just like this. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is more comforting than the sound of your voice, the touch, the warmth, that feeling I get like 1,000 songbirds descended on the most beautiful garden, in the most pleasant day, in the most wonderful place. And I couldn't think of a more beautiful storybook ending than what we have. Even if it's just a storybook beginning, there's a lot of it that I can't wait to discover how the story goes, where it goes off to, what trails it ends up leading to. And even if it's difficult, then so be it. Difficulty couldn't scare me in the slightest. Because I know, and I knew from the start, dating you would never be easy. Because circumstances in life, they're never as easy as you think they are. But I don't regret it. And when I look you in your eyes and I say, I love you, and I kiss you, it means something, doesn't it? Kisses like falling leaves. Even if the snow is clumped up on the ground, there's still warmth beneath it. And I realized we don't just change with the seasons. We have that core to our love, that special bloom that never fades in this land of wondrous, vibrant colors. I never thought I would see it. How vibrant a monochromatic life can become. So vibrant when you add so many things. Palettes of colors, of feelings, of taste, of touch. Every little thing you've given me. Experiences, as well as passion. It all accumulated to become something more. And I couldn't be happier with who you've become. And who you let me become too. There is nothing and no one that will ever come above. And nothing I could ever say or put into words that could convey what we have, what you make me feel. But even then, even after all that, don't you think it's unfair? I wish I knew more words. And I keep studying them. Because I can't think of a better way. What's more powerful than a word? A sentence. What's more powerful than a sentence? A paragraph. What's more powerful than that? An entire myriad of words strung together to forever eternalize this love we have. Some would probably call me crazy, absurd, obsessed, indecent. But even then, those insults pale in comparison to one single smile from you. But my stories recently have been getting nearly as much love. It's so strange. I'm proud of them, like I'm their father. I know stories can't talk back, but I believe they can speak to your heart. They can give you things, just like a real child could. Just like someone you hold precious can become so special, so too can a story become real in your heart, and the feelings take root like a grand tree reaching to the heavens. Only this time, they reach deep inside your heart, blooming into endless cascades that paint your skies more blue, that make the sun shine even when it rains, that make your heart, which is partly cloudy, into one of the most gorgeous and wonderful shady days. That's what you've done to me. You, like a story, have taught me lessons, and more importantly, feelings. You've given them to me without asking anything in return. And this was never, ever about returning feelings. They come natural, of course. Like turning page after page, wondering what happens next. I see the same stories unfolding in my life that I never, ever thought could be for anyone but characters, protagonists, something I never thought I was. But maybe it's time I look in the mirror. Maybe it's time I finally get down to business and accept the fact that maybe it's okay if I'm important. Maybe it's okay if you and I have something truly special. and that I don't need to constantly be this or that. You've shown me that I don't need to produce something, make something, that I can be me, and it's just good enough. That it's good enough to make you feel. That it's good enough that I finally meant something to someone. But it wasn't just someone, and that's what made the tears well up. It was someone special, one of a kind, gorgeous person, inside and out. And it was only ever you. I wasn't someone who had crushes, you know. Growing up, I didn't really understand when a mutual would get someone that they truly loved and then break up and made love seem like such a flimsy power, like a force that could be destroyed by the flick of a wrist or a single word out of place. I got left with a twisted view of it. Between that and my family's own twisted remarks, it was difficult at first to believe it. But as time went by, as you showed me little tiny steps, you showed me how I could overcome that fear of disingenuous nature, that fear that things were just falsifications of what they could have been. I wasn't here for anyone's purpose, for anyone's reason. You finally convinced me that it's okay not to have a reason to be me. That I didn't have to be some mold of social exposition. That I didn't need to produce something godly every time. And sometimes ordinary was fine. And most importantly, you taught me that my faults aren't what make me ashamed or withdrawn, but rather that my strengths and my weaknesses, they're important to have, even if I can work on them. That I wouldn't be me without the life I've lived, without the struggles I face, without this wonderful thing we call life, going up and down and all around like a roller coaster. I found this love for you. And it's something that I never thought would feel so warm and cozy. Thank you. Thank you for existing. Thank you for being so kind, so wonderful, and so perfectly imperfect. I truly would not change a single thing about you, except to make you love yourself more. Because you, like I, have so much that we don't know how to face. Even if we faced legions of difficulties, we still struggle. And that's okay. That's more than okay. Let's just struggle together then. Today, I didn't know what to wish for my birthday wish. But I think I do now. I think I finally realized it. Through this revelation of... No. Through your responses, your kindness, I realized it's not just the apprehension that got to me. It was the complex I had, thinking I'd disappoint you, let you down, or deny you something. And yet you were doing the exact same. And that's when I realized. I wish, right now, that you'll let those walls of endless perfection fall to those imperfections, and that while you strive for something, you'll know you don't have to be anything but you, just as you've told me. Perfection isn't what anyone wants. And if you truly want to make today the absolute best it could be for me, then you don't have to try. Follow your heart. You already know what I want more than anything is to push my forehead against yours, to close my eyes, hear the sound of you breathing, and understand that this is real. Can you prove to me that this isn't just a wonderful dream? I want to make sure that if it is, I never wake from this dream. What I want is something only you could give. I want only you. Forever. An unattainable, unreasonable goal that I'll still wish for, nonetheless. And if by some chance life goes on forever, and I can kiss you as much as I want, won't you accept it and live forever like the stars with me? I don't mind if it's with you. My selfish obsession, it knows no bounds, and I know that. I know full well this doesn't end easy. But even still, I love this. And I know it won't end between us. Because the you and I, the passion, the love, the agonizing wonder of what neither of us never truly knew. I can't wait to experience it with you. To share in this non-monotony that boils over into so many things. There is no monotony in true love. Only an expanse of wondrous stories waiting to be made. I guess my question is simply, baby, will you write these stories with me? Will you make me feel that all of this is real? Will you be mine and carve my name etched into your memories forever? Your passion always against my lips. I could never, ever think of something more incredible than this moment right now. It's everything I could wish for and more. I almost feel bad for lacking the creativity to make something more wonderful, but I simply couldn't, I'm afraid. And I regret nothing. So let us feel together, shall we? I only want to feel you in my embrace, in my heart, every kiss, every touch meaning something. You and I. Only you and I. I could think of 1,000 ways to say the same word. And in truth, I almost called you by what I did before. But I thought it would only be fair to give you something new, precious, wonderful. My one of a kind. My smile. My heart. The love poem in human form. Gorgeous. Shall I come up with more? Even if I could, would it really be what you want right now? Deep down, I think I could woo you with words, but they lack the action. And this melding of one body to the other, it tells things, you know, about us, what we feel, what we need to be, what we want to be. All of those categories and checks and boxes that don't even matter. I want you. Desperately. Even if it's misconstrued. I want you to feel. By my action. By my intention. By my passion. Do I make you feel? My one and only special one. Then I'll take it as a small victory. And even if I could, I know there's so many things that would never go away. No matter how much we close our eyes, or whisk them away, and I want you to be such an enduring, endearing force that never ceases, that never stops, that never goes away no matter what happens. I want you, and I need you. But more than any of that, those cliche reasons tied to love, I'm curious about you. How many more sides I can discover that I didn't know before. That's what drives me. That curiosity, that passion, just as it drives my creativity. You might not realize it, but this is really special to me. All of it is. All of you. I want you to be mine. I want you to feel with me. I want you to experience what it is to be truly happy. and not just some inadequacy of that. I love you. Of course, if you touch me that way, I won't be able to stop from feeling more, from craving you. The way our bodies clash like that, it makes my heart race and skip beats. Like those poems you always hear but never feel. How interesting that we share in this. I want to share more. I want to share it all with you. And I'll never grow tired of saying that. Because it's shameless as I am. I really love you. I really need you. And I really want to know what it means to be with you. To feel your heart in mine. To feel you in every carnal way. In every passionate way. That I can hold you. You became my everything way before you thought. And I can't slight you for it in the slightest. And I love you for it even more. Just relax. Leave the massaging to me. Unless, of course, you wish to turn the tables. Have your fun then. Do whatever comes natural. And enjoy the most intense cuddles of your life. I love you. And I can look you right in your eyes to say it. And I'll do so a million more times before and after that. 'Cause I need you. And I want you, and I just can't break from this moment. Desiring everything. Every little thing. That is you. I could never get tired of this feeling. No matter how many times I feel it. The feeling of feeling so absolutely cared for. I want you to feel it too. Even if sometimes I know it's not that easy. Even if sometimes you think it's all for naught. I won't let it be, baby. I'll never let it be. 'Cause I love you. And stories can have their happy ending. Even if nobody believes in them. I still will. Because our story isn't over. And it can still have so many happy endings, don't you think?